Hi everybody, how are you? It's Parati here. Actually, this channel is the Hollow Vibes channel is shared with Danilo, but sometimes I might just come on and do a live stream for you, with you, and sometimes even spontaneous, like right now. And the thing is, some of you ask in the comments in the last video that you confused who owns the channel. So what happened is that Danilo went to our place here in Sassbach-Walden, and actually he did a 49 days darkness retreat here. At the time, he had the feeling that he wants to give me access to his YouTube channel. And I felt like, wow, I cannot accept that. I mean, this channel already has so many subscribers. And yeah, then after a while I said, okay. So he wanted to give it to me fully. And I said, no, I want to do it together with you. So this is how it happened. And then actually we did some videos together and you saw them, I think. And you also see some videos Danilo also does alone. But right now he is creating an app and he is also working always on different projects. I also work on different projects, but we are very, very much both connected to the truth and also to, researching spirituality and to different subjects, right? So anyhow, we actually had a concept for this channel in the beginning, and then I felt, okay, now I want to do podcasts, and I uploaded them, and then actually we felt, do we want to do that like this, or do we want to have separate videos? And we are still in this process of changing. I think sometimes it's nice to have a live stream and to just also spontaneous. So if you have questions, you can click them in. So right now I'm here in Germany, and what I see in the world is there are so many different countries and so many realities, right? So here in Germany, they just announced such a straight lockdown that we only can go with strong masks outside, like very special masks. And there's a lot of discussion about all that because it's only at one place yet, but they're discussing to have a full lockdown, whatever that means. So, and actually, that also means that they want to put almost everybody in home office. So if you work in a home, if you work in an office, you can only come, with some very special mask and some thing between the people, some plastic stuff. And so, and then when I see in the world like Brazil, where Danilo at, I see the people dancing on the beach. I hear the same from Zanzibar. I hear the same from, I don't know, different places don't do this at all. So that makes me wonder if this virus is not active there. I have to say like this. And actually it does a lot with people. It's not just money-wise. It's feeling trapped. It's feeling, wow, how long can we go like this as a community and also, as a collective here and with the economy, of course. And on a spiritual level, I had a, thinking process today. I was sitting in meditation, and then I had this, backflip in my, memory. And that was some months ago. And actually I went to zoo. Normally I don't like zoos. So it's a zoo for birds, and they give very nice room for the birds, and it's like a place where they, treat the birds in a nice way so they can grow up and can get stronger. So it's like a refugee place for birds, right? And there was a place, there was an owl, and that owl was so little and so beautiful round eyes, and it was white, and it looked like me with his beautiful white eyes, and made like this with the feet, with his little feet, and wanted to come out of that fence. And wow, I felt so sad for that owl. And actually I thought, nobody's watching. Maybe I can help that owl to come out, but there was no way. I even had a thought to go back in illegal and free it. I did it as a kid. I freed a lot of animals as a kid. And I love a lot of animal activists, but I know it's not legal, so I didn't do that. But I had this thought, and today in meditation, I thought again on this beautiful eyes of this owl we kept in that place, and I thought, wow, a lot of people feel like this. A lot of people feel like locked up right now, like that owl, and looking out is like, okay, what's going on? I know a lot of people who are very, very wealthy before and it was no problem, who have now a lot of lost and who don't know how to manage. I mean, there are places where, and people who don't have to worry about that. So there are, people who are working in areas where it's not really affecting them. But one thing I'm really thinking of, like, how will our future be? Will there be a full revolution and will we all be free again? Will there be a place like a lockdown place for the world and we enter like China? Do we really enter like a new world order, as I say, and get all the mark of the beast? And as I said in the Bible, and we can only buy and sell with that thing or that code or whatever that is? Or is that a process that takes longer time, or nobody knows, or it's already everything fixed? And so I don't know, how deep are you going in that? Let me know. Write that down, and please let me know how is your place going on. I mean, that are thoughts that is running in my head, and sometimes I think, wow, I have to say, what the okay, to come in a time like that. I mean, what our souls were thinking. Do we have kind of a mission here, or we just trapped? do we really can change something, or is that such an illusion and we either play with it or without it? And it feels so powerful, and it feels like so overwhelming for me sometimes to see that bigger picture. I don't know how you feel about it. And for me, actually, it was in the very, very beginning, I felt like, wow, something is different. Something is going on. And I feel now, looking back, that I was super, super, super naive, like this little owl looking with his beautiful eyes on me and asking me if I can rescue it. Actually, that was not the only bird that asked me for help. When I go in places like that, I always resonate with that animals. And there were 4 or 5 animals at that day who asked me for help. That's why I normally don't enter the zoos, because it makes me very, very sad. But this is a place where it was very, I had big places for the birds, and it's really, really nice place. So it's not like locked in small places. So still, the birds are communicating, if you listen, and they're asking for help. And now we are the birds, in the cage and asking for help. But who do we ask for help? So, so anyhow, that is actually how it feels. And sometimes I feel like, okay, we're asking the higher divine energies for help. And I love the people who really say, oh, it's just a pandemic, and after that we'll be gone again, everything will get to normal. I love to feel that, and I love to kind of think that. And it would be nice. I would be very happy if we can crash any plans which might be behind it. I might be very happy if would be just my negative thinking. Oh yeah, I would be very happy, and then I could do an online course about about illusions that can trap you, right? Because I actually don't feel that so much, and I get some trapped energy in me there. So I don't know how you feel about it. And so the question is, as a collective, how much can we change? And I think what I feel is you have to see things first before you are able to change it. And I think as a collective, we can achieve and we can change when we kind of we kind of get actually a change of our consciousness and a change of reality. I'm absolutely convinced that it's possible. I'm just thinking like, okay, what do we have to do to go to that next chapter, right? So that are the questions I have a lot. So I'm writing. I'm looking at your comments from Belgium. Hello from Belgium. Hello from the US. Where from the US are you? So, hi, full natural lockdown for us again in the UK, and all pass on the mark of the beast. Okay, no, thank you for that, right? Okay, where I am and how did I get there? Yeah, that is a good question, actually. I'm optimistic. That's beautiful. Okay. Johnny, we have to manifest different timelines, right? We already shift some, take away the fear and open your heart. Absolutely, we have to do that. And anyhow, that is a very, very important thing to do that. It's actually, I think it's normal to feel like, wow, what's going on, right? And I love the idea that we really can shift a lot with the collective. And I think also that we kind of be always, in connection. We have to be in connection with the higher divine. So that is so important. A very good friend of mine told me recently, Bharati, it's not an option anymore to go into nature or not. It's necessary. You have to go every day and hug a tree. If you go so deep in your feelings, you absolutely have to do that in order to connect with the divine. This is absolutely necessary, and I feel that is very, very necessary. US, okay. Okay, so how is the US? I mean, I saw some things going on there. I mean, there's so many different ideas around what is going on, right? I mean, that is also very, very amazing. And the thing is, as this channel is about pineal gland, and you see this third eye, I don't know if you wait a moment, already checked out my free course. Wait a moment. Oh, now this internet goes a little. Oh, okay. This web page is down. That's interesting. Okay, anyhow, I made a free course about third eye coachings at third eye, and I don't know why it's not opening. Okay, it's not opening. Anyhow, then maybe I can actually try to see why it's not opening and check it later, right? So I think, what channel is this, please? Channel HoloVibes, right? And this channel was created actually first by Danilo, talking about the third eye and talking about also the power of the pineal gland. And so for me, actually, I think then that is something we can start to see, some things, but it's not always all things, right? And that's the thing, when we kind of see something, we have to be aware, even in our third eye, if we get a vision, we always have to see on which timeline it is, why we see that, if that is a possibility, or it's already manifest, or can we manifest, or is is this a way we want to go? And I think that is important. It's not like this, you open your third eye and then you know it all. I mean, sometimes, I mean, I had experience, especially in healing, where I absolutely could not know. There was no way I could know anything. But at that moment, I could see. But even I get, yeah, I get confused sometimes. But when I really have to focus on something, there for sure infos come. So, and the thing is, how we manifest, as more we are quiet, as more comes, right? Oh, that is so interesting. As down. Yeah, that's so interesting, because I have a lot of hacking on all my webpage at the moment. So, nothing new. Okay, so anyhow, let me come back to that. How do you manifest? Can you share some light of it? Yeah, I think important is manifest only when you feel good, because that is important. So, for that to go into nature is important. And then if you stay in silence and you feel it so strongly in your heart and you're connecting with that feeling, you hold it and you pray for it, you wish for it, then things can happen for you. So, Tara, I mean, with that parts of me who are gaslighted, I'm shocked about that, because I remember me as a fighter, how this gaslighting can so deep happen without the working mind can recognize it. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's I actually have to say yes. This is possible. Very much so. Yeah, what can I say it? It happens to a lot of people, and not to all. It happens to a lot of people, and that's a weapon too. You know, to gaslight somebody very strongly is a strong weapon, and sometimes we only see what we want to see. You know, when you're a person who loves to see everybody beautiful, and in each soul you just see the light and the love, then even if you get a vibe or something is off, or you absolutely trusting, the first feeling, and you want to live in a good world, and you go from your own feeling, and you're just like, you're doubting yourself and that. So that's the thing. Actually, I understand more and more why some people, when they get older, that they get a little bit more grumpy and don't believe anything what is being told. And as more you grow up, as more you're like kind of suspicious by you. But this has to do with innocence, right? So yeah. It's a bit crazy in the US. So right. So what is crazy actually? I mean, there are different areas. I have friends who actually went to the US right now, who said, no, I don't stay here. I think it's better to be in the US. So, and then I have friends who say, oh, it might be safer even here than in the US. Gosh, what a crazy world. We will see what happens. We will see. How to change the world. Oh, that's something actually I I would love to know that. I mean, when for example, when you're a little kid, yeah, and you kind of, oh, I can do everything. I can become everything I want. I have so much spirit. The world is good. And you have this innocent as a kid. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, wow, it's not all what I thought it is. I think, we have to go step by step by step. We have to understand this is a world of Maya. And I understand more and more now that why so many yogis and sadhus actually say, don't connect with politics and stay in your sadhana, and the world is going around and you stay beyond it. You're in it, but you're not in it, one part. And yeah, actually, I had a chance in time I was in India. I had a chance to make a very, very powerful wish with a sadhu who actually connected to a very, very powerful energy. And he asked me what I wanted. And I think now, looking back, I don't want to say what I wanted, but I think I did a very, very, very stupid wish now looking back, because we kind of have to understand that this Maya and this illusion is very, very deep, but still we play a role in it. And I think that role we have to do is kind of, try to be, always try to work on ourselves, always try to believe that everything we're working in ourselves will resonate with the world. And we all do mistakes. We're all not perfect, and we're all far away from perfect, right? But we have to do our best and try to, don't give up the hope on the good. That is also very, very important. Don't let anything, your connection to the divine, completely cut up. So you always have to connect back to that. And then if we do that, we are little light bulbs and we might change. Hey, maybe you know that movie Butterfly. What was the name? Butterfly Effect. So, and one person does a little bit, but it can change the universe. And I love to believe that. And I think it can, but it might take time, or it might, the results might be different than we think, Yeah, actually, that's it. And so this is beautiful. I'm looking at the mirror, right? What was that? Michael Jackson? Also not easy sometimes. So we have to be very honest with ourselves. We have to look in it, and we have to learn on so many different levels, but we have to believe that it goes out in the world. I think that is one thing we have to do. Yeah, depends on the area in the US, right? I feel like on a reality TV show sometimes. Oh, absolutely. I feel that same. And I feel like, I feel like in a movie right now. I feel like, wow. Normally you watch a fantasy movie and you're like, oh, wow. And the good end is coming at some time. And some parts you can relax. But anyhow, now we're in it and we're kind of, whoa, in the action scene, or we're seeing the action scenes outside or in us. So it's, I can absolutely relate to that. Oh, mandala effect. Yeah, very nice. Maybe can you explain why it's not allowed to eat garlic and onions when you wear a Rudraksha? Oh, that is very interesting. Actually, there's a very, very powerful yogi, and I know him. I cannot reach him since some time. He is in India, and he came to our house in India when we were there before. And actually, I had garlic and onion on the table. And he's like, "Ooh, take that out of the house." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, that makes you so tamasic." And I was like, there's the three gunas like Satya, Satvik, Rajas, Tamas. Oh no, it makes you so Rajastic. So that is a little aggressive, and it makes you also not very smart in that moment if you eat that thing. So, and actually garlic, onion makes your sex drive come up. And he is a yogi who is actually a full sannyasin. And so he is used his energy to just put it up to the higher consciousness and didn't use any sexual energy. So he kept it for himself and worked with that, right? So for him, that was a very difficult thing to connect to that. But it's not for everybody. So you could say if somebody wants to have a higher sex drive, you can eat a lot of onions. But there are some sadhus on some diksha or some energy processes where they cannot do that. It's called diksha. So they have some work to do in some energy areas, and then it's not good. So, but it's allowed. Generally, it's allowed. There's nothing to do with forbidden. It's just like you have to actually, and it's not so much with the Rudraksha because Shiva loves everybody. Shiva is the energy who, unfortunately, he gives the power to the demons because that is a little stupid thing. He sees the good in everybody. So he sees that in each soul there's a spark of light. So actually it's more with the things the Vishnu tradition is wearing, like the sandalwood, and those kind of things. So, and in some processes or some saints or some traditions, they actually say, be careful with that onions, and also with pepperoni as the same as pepperoni, as onions, and as garlic. Right. So, but it's a real forbiddenness if you get initiation from somebody and then they actually tell you not to do that for a while or for your life. Like Raghavendra does, he had a lifetime diksha. And it's very interesting because I cannot reach him since some time. He went to the Himalaya, he contacted me from there, and he had some crazy idea to become a next president of India. It's really crazy. And I felt actually he switched to sadhana. He did some different things. It switched his mind completely. And as he was so sattvic before, I think things went really up to his mind a lot. And so then he went to the Himalayas and he wanted to do some sadhana, and I cannot reach him there right now, which might be a good thing. Sadhana means you're doing very intense practice. And if yogis do this very intense practice, they have to stay very pure. So you either stay that part, or you go a middle part. But this is actually, it helps your energy to not getting too aggressive, because Shiva can also get a little aggressive. There's a form of Shiva, it's called Rudra. And Rudra, he is a very angry form of Shiva, very, very angry. So sometimes you need it in your life, right? So if you feel actually you don't have enough drive and you're not angry enough, you so sattvic, you might want to eat some garlic and onion and pepperoni. And I know a yogi who is not eating anything, just eats a pepperoni a day. So they're doing some processes, just drinking the water and one pepper, red hot pepper. Yeah, one red hot pepper. So this is very, very, very interesting. So don't do that. It's don't do that. Anyhow, I feel it's very, very important and very, very strongly, that we have to understand that there are different traditions who say different things. So it can be super confusing when you enter Indian spirituality. There are the old scriptures say something, and then there are the kind of different traditions and different sadhanas and different groups. And when you, for example, when I went to the Mahakumbh Mela, at that time, there were so many different traditions and sadhus, and even traditions I even didn't know about. It's very, very interesting. There are some very hidden sects, so very hidden, people, let's say like that. And actually also females, very, very powerful females. And when I saw them, I was like, wow, there's a very powerful woman, and I actually wanted to see them. And I know normally I told my group who were behind me, don't wear the shoes, when you go there, because that is called diksha. So when you go near some people who do some spiritual practice, you don't wear shoes for some different reasons. For example, like some saints say, don't eat garlic when you do that process. And, that is one of the things. If somebody's meditating, you don't go there without your shoes. And anyhow, I told that my group, and I forgot it myself because I was so excited. 25 women and all in processes. Wow. And I just went there. And then the leader of the group almost hit me. She came. She's like, "Go away! You make our clean space. You break it with your shoes." So that is so interesting. Anyhow, that is why it's called diksha. There are different names for it, but once you get initiated in some process, you have some rules what to do, what not to do. But it's not in general for everybody, mostly. I mean, what helps with the Rudrakshas is, of course, for example, I want to show something. For example, if you have a mala like this is like a 3-eye, right? So this is a 3-eye for inner fire and power. So for example, if you have a mala, a 3-eye mala, then actually what it does, it creates more inner fire, right? So if you have any Rudraksha, especially a mala, you should, for example, that is the thing you should not do, even if you have no initiation from a sadhu or yogi or guru. You should, when you do meditation with that, you should not enter a graveyard, for example. So that is because that spirits might get that if they want, some spirits might like, very nice, a lot of power, let's take it and eat it. So that's actually because there are so many souls in the in-between worlds. So that is some rules. You also don't take it to a dead person, or you don't put your mala on somebody just like that, right? So yeah. So anyhow, let me know if you have any questions or you have any ideas for live streams. And unfortunately, oh, my third eye is on. I thought it's off. Okay, I had some crazy things happened with all my web pages and working on some new thing. I got hacked and so much, I don't know, there's a lot of things happening. So anyhow, it's again on. So if you want to check it out, there's a course also. If you sign in that, there are free videos how to open your third eye. And there's a course also once you receive the video where I give you more information, right? How do you spell that? Mala. Yes, mala, right. Mala means japa mala, means mantra. And actually it's so interesting, recently I'm connected to so many different views of the world, and actually personally confused me in many ways, because I was kind of living 10 years in India and did intense sadhana, so spiritual practice, and I had a lot of experiences, and nobody can take your experiences away, right? So if somebody says believes this or believes this, you know exactly what you experienced, right? Because you were there when you experienced it. So it's like somebody's telling you, oh, the sky is blue, and yeah, it is actually. But at that moment, the sky is dark gray, and it has actually a lot of clouds and negative vibrations and stuff. And you say, yeah, normally it's blue, but now it's gray. And it's like, no, it's blue. So, and actually, many things I'm finding out, or I'm thinking I'm finding out, which I'm hearing about the world, is a little bit confusing for me, because I personally think there is for sure a way that this matrix is for sure manipulated in certain ways, but there's also a way of kind of free yourself from certain things. So the problem is, if you have some enlightenment experiences, mostly you flip back again in or you stay fully in silence. And I actually had 10 years living like that, a lot of times in silence, and a lot of times and deep energies. But the thing is, once you enter back the world, or even if you in meditation you come back in, the persona, the personality is like attaching to that mind state. It takes a lot of practice to not do that. And this world is like can take you so much in, especially for me right now. So much is going on so many levels, like whoa. Maybe I asked, like, what is Maya? What is illusion? Now I really start to understand what Maya matrix illusion means, right? So it's deep, guys. It's very, very deep. And the thing is, once you do some mantras and meditations, you might have some glimpses of freeness of it. And it gives you something nobody can give you, and gives you a connection. And that is so, 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 so important. And anyhow, that is why I feel meditation, I personally feel it's very important. Also, what kind of mantra we be chanting on that mala, or you just wearing it, even if you don't have a mantra, just wearing it, it's very powerful. You can actually find the malas here. They'll be shipping everywhere. For now, we don't know how the world will be, right? That's my shop. So actually, last time we had the lockdown, the problem was that India also had a lockdown, and we couldn't get our supplies from India for almost 8 weeks. So we buckled up our store for now, but everything we get there is blessed by priests, and it's, really connected with me and looked at. So it's not from Alibaba, or you know what I mean? So they're really, really nice things. Some things are from sadhus. So some things look nicer, like this ones, for example, with the silver. Some things you get from me look very nice, and you can see that there were, people on who also know what customers in the West wish. And sometimes you get something very simple, and it looks simple, but the simple things are given by sadhus, and sometimes they blessed it for long. They went to a temple to it, and it, the energy with that, and then they gave it to me, and I have then just a few pieces and give it to people, or the energy works on it. So yeah, that's a mala thing. Waiting for your next Orgonite video. Oh yeah. I can do that. Okay. I'm happy that my third eye coachings works. I mean, it's really, I don't know. I think many different players in the matrix. There are so many different agendas. Like, I'm like, parody. I saw a lot of energy on me right now. And I don't know if it has to do with that, but as I said, I had a hacking on my webpage, and then this was down, but now it's on again, so that's nice. Okay. I'm from India. Watched all your videos on HoloVibes, especially Awakening Kundalini. I mixed chanting Rame along with the technique you taught in HoloVibes. That's nice. That's very, very good. It's very powerful. Yeah, it's very good to chant, especially Ram. Ram is, especially in this Kali Yuga, gives us really some nice energy in our heart. Yeah, so, and, I want to address one thing before I stop. I also heard recently that people are afraid of kind of, negative energies can come in our body when we chant. I heard that from somebody who said, yeah, everything on yoga and everything on Indian spirituality can have an entry. So, yes, if you do certain things, it can have an entry. So if we do certain practice, so once you do, for example, once I have to do a certain mantra, then there are some dikshas. So once I do that, I follow the rules, right? Right now, I did some break even on my sadhana, which I realized is not so good. But I really felt I have to do some break to come in silence. So if you in silence, there's not so much kind of a danger, let's say like that. But if you chant a mantra, there are certain rules. And for example, like what Tara asked, that could be, it depends, how sensitive you are and what else are you eating. But there are some mantras, there's no way you can eat meat. No way. No matter what somebody says or thinks, how much strength it gives, or no way. You cannot even stay in a house where it's meat. So no way. So that was the issue I had when I came back from India. I were in certain practices like that. And then I came to Germany, and almost everybody had meat in their fridge. I was like, oh my gosh. And I talked back to the sadhus I know in India, and they're like, find a place where there's no meat, only fish, that's still okay. It's like, okay. So why? Because that are the vibrations that can mess with the energy. Yeah, that can really mess. So then it's like a kind of, I mean, there are some mantras who can, everybody can do it, where it's not a problem if people even eat meat. And people misunderstand many times. Many times they think it's about the nutrients, or it's about it's about the energy, or in a way of that we feel this is bad and this is good. It has nothing to do with that. I don't want to put myself above that and say now I'm better because I don't eat that. It's not about that. It's just like the way how you understand the energy. Let's say like that, okay? So when you understand the energy and you're choosing a certain way of energy, then you do certain things to protect that, or you try at least. So, and even there are some mantras I got from some yogis, and then they told me if I break that diksha, there's a life risk even. So there are some mantras, if you give that to people and they actually eat in the wrong way, the the positive forces will actually fight that negativity around them or in them, and that can even make them sick. So that is powerful stuff, you know. So that's why so many people are confusing it with these rules with kind of belief systems or stuff. But this is like it's a science, it's a spiritual science, and it's much, much deeper. Yeah. So yeah, I wish you a very beautiful time, and don't let yourself completely go down. And we have to kind of see through this interesting times. I personally just realizing how special it was to be free, to jump into the plane whenever I want. I can still do that, sure, but how do I know how the world is changing? What lockdown is coming next? What virus is being all of a sudden mutated, where I might get stuck, or it's a very different world. And so I think to be sadhu right now is a very good idea. So I personally think there will be very different realities right now on the planet for many different people on which area they live. And I pray for all of us and to all of us that we are protected, that we be loved, that we be cared for, and that the Maya, their different stages, are not hitting too high. And sending lots of love. Take care. Bye.